In our world, the noise never stops. Glowing screens pull at our attention, notifications scream for a response, and the promise of instant gratification whispers from every corner. We live in a whirlwind of distraction, a storm of temptation. We chase grand results, but we shy away from the effort required to achieve them. We want the peak without the climb, the harvest without the planting. In this chaotic landscape, a timeless virtue has become a rare commodity: self-control. Discipline feels like a relic from a forgotten age, a strength we admire in stories but struggle to cultivate in ourselves. We are adrift, our days dictated by impulse rather than intention, by momentary desire rather than enduring purpose. The result? A feeling of being unmoored, of inconsistency, and a quiet, gnawing dissatisfaction. We have all the tools for success at our fingertips, yet we lack the one tool that makes them all work: mastery over ourselves. But what if the answer wasn't in a new app or a productivity hack? What if it lies in the silent wisdom of the past? Let's travel back in time to a misty, mountainous land shrouded in legend, ancient Japan. Here, a class of warriors emerged, their name echoing through history, the samurai. But to see them merely as swordsmen is to miss their true essence. They were more than fighters. They were moral philosophers, masters of a demanding inner discipline. Their lives were not a chaotic pursuit of pleasure or power. Instead, they were anchored by a profound sense of honor, a commitment to restraint, and a strict personal code that governed their every move. To be a samurai was to walk a path of constant self-refinement. It was a life dedicated to polishing the spirit as diligently as one would polish a blade. They understood a fundamental truth: before you can command an army, before you can defend a lord, you must first command yourself. Their strength wasn't just in their steel, but in the unwavering stillness of their spirit. In their world, the greatest battles were fought not on the fields of war, but within the silent chambers of the heart. At the core of the samurai's existence was a powerful, unwritten code known as Bushido, the way of the warrior. This was not just a set of rules, but a living, breathing philosophy that permeated every aspect of their life. Bushido was built on pillars of virtue: loyalty to one's duties, unwavering courage in the face of adversity, absolute integrity in word and deed, a deep-seated sense of honor, and above all, the quiet power of self-control. Every action, from how they drank their tea to how they faced an enemy, was a reflection of this code. Decisions were not swayed by fleeting emotions or momentary whims. They were guided by a framework of ethics, a commitment to principle that transcended personal feelings. This meant doing what was right, not what was easy. It meant speaking the truth, even when it was difficult. It meant showing respect, even to a fallen foe. Bushido taught that true strength was not the ability to impose your will on others, but the ability to master your own. It was a path of moral and spiritual discipline, a compass that pointed always toward righteous conduct. The samurai's training extended far beyond the battlefield. They understood that a sharp sword was useless in the hands of a weak mind. Their quest was for a holistic mastery, a harmony between mind, body, and spirit. Hours were spent in the dojo not just learning to cut, but learning to connect with the sword until it became an extension of their will. This practice, repeated thousands of times, was a meditation in motion, demanding absolute focus and presence. But their training didn't end there. They would kneel in quiet meditation by a flowing river, observing their thoughts without judgment, learning to quiet the inner noise. They composed poetry, capturing a fleeting moment of beauty in a few precise words, sharpening their perception and sensitivity. They practiced the art of the tea ceremony, transforming a simple act into a ritual of mindfulness and respect. The true enemy was not the man standing across from them with a drawn blade. The greatest enemy was their own impatience, their own anger, their own fear. It was the battle against their own impulses, their own laziness, their own ego. This was the heart of their discipline, to conquer the self, day after day, in big ways and small. Now, let's bring this ancient wisdom into our modern world. How can the discipline of a warrior from centuries ago help us navigate the complexities of today? Think of it this way: the samurai's mastery over his emotions in the face of death is the same strength we need to control our frustration in a traffic jam or our anxiety before a big presentation. The warrior's ability to stand his ground, immovable and focused, is the same willpower we need to resist the siren call of our phones and focus on the task at hand. Their unwavering commitment to Bushido, Their personal code is a blueprint for us to define our own values. What do you stand for? What principles will guide your actions when no one is watching? By establishing a personal code, we move from living by impulse to living by principle. We stop reacting to the world and start acting from a place of inner clarity and strength. The samurai taught that true freedom isn't the ability to do whatever you want. It's the strength to choose what is right, to choose your higher self over your lesser impulses. The path of the warrior is not a relic of history. It is a timeless journey of self-mastery, as relevant today as it was in feudal Japan. Our modern world hasn't removed the need for this inner discipline. It has made it more crucial than ever. The battlefield has changed. It's no longer a field of grass and mud, but a digital landscape of endless distraction. The enemies are no longer clad in armor, but are the subtle temptations that erode our focus and weaken our resolve. To rebuild the warrior within is to acknowledge that the power to change our lives lies not in external circumstances, but in our internal fortitude. It begins with small acts, choosing the difficult task over the easy distraction, holding your tongue when angry, showing up for your commitments even when you don't feel like it. Each choice is a small victory, a single step on the path to reclaiming your own will. The spirit of the samurai sleeps within all of us. It is the quiet voice that calls for integrity, for courage, for discipline. It's time to reawaken that spirit. It's time to rebuild the warrior within. Master yourself, and the world becomes easier to face. Thanks for watching. Follow for more journeys into timeless wisdom.